Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over Bree's first mixtape called 2000AND4EVA. So Brie Larson, oh my god. Bree Runway is a London-based rapper, singer. She is amazing. Me personally, I got into her thanks to Brooke Candy and her Sexism album where she did a song called Swing with her. And I was like, I really, really like this verse. Her verse killed it. And I really, really liked it so much that I stopped what I was doing, went to her Spotify page and followed her immediately just off that verse. And I was like, I'm definitely going to get into it. I'm going to get into her once I'm done, finish this album, I'm going to get into her. So, of course, she didn't have an album, but she had a couple of EPs. And one of the EPs was not on Spotify. So I got into, actually, two of the EPs aren't on Spotify. One of them is, which is Bree Runaway. So I got into that one. I really liked it. I got into the singles. I really loved the singles. What Do I Tell My Friends was one of my favorite. 2-1's my favorite. Big Rats. Really, just, it was everything that she was giving out I was there for. I was really, really into it. I had to go backwards, of course, because this was 2019. So, yeah, I really liked her. So I was waiting for... So then I started hearing Apeshit, and that was supposed to be like the new single to the next EP or album that was going to come out. So I was ready. I was so there. I was just there. So here I am. Here's the mixtape / pretty much album, and it's really, really nice. I love it. I love the braggadocious pieces to it, like ATM, and Royce is a great kind of like, fuck you for like breaking up with me. Here's what I hear I'm coming out with a Rolls Royce that's not rented. And I also like the fact that she does talk about how much she's in her own lane, and she pretty much is. She is in her own lane, and she's more in her own lane with a little bit of familiarity of Missy Elliott in a kind of a way, if that makes any sense. Where it's just like she's silly, but she knows she's a shit, and then she actually has a decent singing voice. So it's easily, that kind of reminds me a lot of Missy Elliott that way, but she's not Missy Elliott in the same time. She is her own thing. She gives you different sounds. She gave, like, for example, Little Nokia is a really good song, and it pretty much has like this weird kind of rock and roll drum or guitar strums in it, kind of thing that goes in and out of it, and I love it, and it's amazing. I feel like Apeshit does the same thing too, where it's just like she repeats one thing over and over, but it falls into a whole pattern of what she's doing, and I just love it. Damn Daniel was one of my other favorite songs, featuring young baby Tate. I really, really love it. I just pretty much talking about a fuckboy, pretty much, and just how much he's an asshole, but I love that it reminds me a lot of what's that song? Why can I not think of it? Buffalo Stance. Like, it kind of has that kind of like, I don't know, like in that kind of like 90s. When did that song come out? I know for sure it was 90s, but it was like in that type of like direction. It feels like that. And of course, we cannot have this video without talking about Gucci featuring my other favorite rapper, Maliibu Miitch, which is, by the way, I'm still waiting for her album or something to come out other than her singles, because she is worth it. She is so worth it. I recommend getting into her. She's amazing. She has a great kind of like voice that goes on. It just sounds so cool, and it's just like, she's also in her own little box, and I just think it's great. So I also think it's great that she's on this mixtape, and she does a really great job. And also we get Missy Elliott on the song ATM, and it sounds so great, and I think this is one of her best. I think this is one of Missy Elliott's, for the recent time that she has came back. Since she's come back, this has to be one of her best verses I've ever heard from her since her comeback. Before, she has amazing vocals beforehand, but I definitely feel like this is the best that she has since she's came back, and I really, really love it. Yeah, and then there's a freestyle at the end where she's like, "You're not gonna sleep on me. I am in my own lane, and to the point where she says, well, that's not in this song, but in Rolls Royce, or no, actually, where is it? Da 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 da. Yeah, well, not in this one, but pretty much she just talks about how she's like oh no, it was in Gucci. She says, she's pretty much, she's like, I'm in my own lane. These bitches get traffic. Pretty much saying, she's like, I am in my own lane. I'm doing what I'm doing. These people that everybody else is in this lane and trying to follow the same formulas, the same like, let me get a pop star on this, and let me do this, and let me sound like Nicki Minaj, or let me sound like something from the past. And it's just like, this is not who Bree is. Bree is completely different. She is not that. It's her. Rico Nasty, which is, I love that they had that there's a remix of Lil Nokia with Rico Nasty, which is, that was made for her to get her verse on. Rico Nasty and Maliibu Miitch are people are women you cannot sleep on. You cannot sleep on them. They sound so different than any of what's going on, and it just bugs me that they're not like, they need more promotion and more something. People need to get into them. Stop sleeping on them. They're great rappers, and Bree is one of the best, and she's just amazing. Anyway, this is pretty much it. I really love this mixtape. I think it doesn't have any skips whatsoever. There's no skips at all. I give this a 10 out of 10 because I really think it's amazing, and I think everybody should really get into her. I know that she's still rising, but I think it's just a matter of time. It's something just. I personally thought it was going to be Gucci, because Gucci sounds so great. I just thought people would get into it, but she does have a huge following, but she just, Americans need to get their nails and teeth into her, because they would fucking love her. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought about it. If you liked it, if you heard of it, if you have, let me know. If you haven't, please get into it. She's really good. And that's pretty much it. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video.